In this video, I'm going to show you how to make your own digital animation.
All right, going to start by going to the Play Store. So you might have the Play Store at the bottom of your screen, or else you're going to click on the launcher and start typing in play, and it will show up. Once you get in here, it might be pushed out and you might see it along these apps here. If not, type in flip, or you type in Flipaclip. Either or, it should come up. And you're going to look for this white movie like animation. So this is what you're going to click on. You're going to click on install, allow everything, and then eventually open, or you might have already have it installed. Click on open, and it'll bring you to this screen here. There are times in this app where there are commercials to keep this free. So you just kind of have to wait through the commercials, or there might be an X at the top. So I apologize for that, but that's what keeps the app for free. So you're going to start by pushing the red plus sign at the bottom right-hand corner, and you're going to name your animation. So I'm going to say, I'm going to just redo my last project. So I'm going to write pencil animation 1. Okay. Then you can click on choose background. Now this is really cool. So there's lots of different type of paper backgrounds, patterns, or some scenes if you want to do a scene, or you can keep it just white. It's really up to you. So I'm just going to click on, let's just click on this one. Okay, so that's my background. Then the canvas size, I'm going to go with YouTube. So you can click on this and change it. So the 1080p is a higher resolution. So I'm going to click on that one, click OK. And then frames per second. So let's talk about this for a second. Frames, you would have to make 12 frames for this to equal 1 second. So I like to pull this down, especially for drawing animations, because it would take a lot longer. So let's just say 6 or 5 would be a good place to start. Then you're going to click on the check, create project. All right, so the toolbar you'll see on the left-hand side, I use the pen tool. If you click on the pen tool, you can also get it to be a brush, a marker, or a pencil. So if you just click on that a second time. Also, when you click on it, you can change the color. So if you just click on the color, you can use the color wheel and change the color, and also go around the color wheel. But I would like to keep it black. So I'm going to stick with black for my outline, and then I'm going to fill it in. I'm going to show you that in a second. Here's the eraser tool. You can also push the back button at the top, left-hand toolbar up here. And you can also add text, but I'm not going to really get into that. Okay, so I am going to flip my screen so that way I can draw directly on my screen here. And get rid of this. All right, here we go. All right, so at the bottom of the screen in the middle, that is the frame that we're on. So we're on the first frame. So I'm going to show you just how I started my pencil animation, and I'm going to pinch so that way I could see my whole page here. So I wanted to make a pencil, so I could just hand draw it, right? That's a little off, but like my lines are not too bad, but I do want to show you that there is a ruler feature. So at the top left, you can click on ruler and you can turn it. So I want my lines to be straight up and down. And you can also pick like a shape tool. Oh, I could even do, yeah, like a shape tool. So the shape tool, you can play around with this. Anyway, I like the line tool. So I want to make a straight line. I'm going to click right like that. So since I'm making a pencil, I want to copy and paste my line. So I am going to use the lasso tool and select it. Click on copy, which is the 2 papers
On the top right-hand side.
and then the clipboard for paste. And then I'm just going to drag it over a little bit. That way I have 2 lines that are the same for my pencil. And the rest I'm just going to freehand. So to get out of the lasso, you can click on lasso again, or you could just click outside of that area and it will get rid of it. I'm going to go back to the pen tool and I'm going to get rid of the ruler. So just click on the ruler once and that gets rid of it. I'm going to pinch to zoom in so I can work on my fine details. And you can see my line started little and then got a little bit larger, and that's because it also has a little bit of a pressure feature.
So if you push hard, it'll be a thicker line.
You could also change the size. So that little circle in the middle, mine's at 6 point. You can drag it. You're just drag your mouse up or down and it'll make it bigger or smaller. You can do that as well. Oh, and 2-finger tap also is erase. Okay, so I'm just going to make an eraser. Again, mine's just super quick. Oop, don't like that. Undo button is a great, great, great feature. Okay. So you can just click on that and click on undo. Once you're happy with your object, so you're going to click on like the cup. That's what brings you back to everything. Then I'm going to click on the bucket. So I'm going to click on the bucket again, click on the pink, and then I want to change the color to a pencil color yellow. Then I'm just going to click on the screen so that gets rid of it. And I can click just one time and that's the color of my pencil. If I don't like it, obviously undo. I'm going to redo because I do like that color. And then I'm just going to quickly color this in so I can show you the next step. Okay, I'm going to use a darker gray for the pencil. And then flip. Okay. Now, if you wanted to draw a face on here, you totally can, or you can leave it like this and maybe you're animating the face as it goes along, so you wouldn't want to draw it on here originally. So why don't I do that? So I'll just leave it just like this. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lasso, select, and decide where I'm starting my animation. So where on the page. If I take it off the page, it is going to crop it. And I want to copy and paste this onto the next one. So I'm going to make sure I don't do that to start. But it's kind of nice if you click on the top circle, you can also rotate it. So I'm going to start kind of in the corner over here. And that's how it's going to begin. So that's my first frame. Then I'm going to click on the plus button to make a new frame. Now I see that my pencil is now a lighter color because that's called an onion skin. So it shows you the layer underneath, which is really nice for making an animated picture, especially when you're making it digitally. So I'm going to go back to layer 1 and I'm going to click on the copy, go to layer 2, paste. Okay, so now it's at the same exact spot. So I'm going to use the lasso tool and I'm going to move it. So hold it in the center and decide where you're going to move it. So I'm going to move it here. Okay. Now I actually want to draw something that goes along with this. And I want to add it on another layer because I'm going to constantly copy the pencil and probably even, move and shift it a little bit. So I'm just going to quickly show you that here. So it's a little bit more advanced. On the bottom right-hand side, you could see there's 3 little boxes with the 1. If you click on that, that's layer 1. I'm going to add a layer and have layer 2. So I'm going to click on layer 1 and I'm going to rename it so I know what is going to always be on this layer. And then layer 2, I'm going to write draw because I'm going to draw on this layer. D-R-A-W. Update. Okay. So now I'm on my second frame. I'm on my drawing layer. So make sure you're not on your pencil layer. You want to have the draw layer selected in white. You can use the same pen tool, or I'm going to switch it up and I'm going to use, well, let's just use the pencil. And let's just scribble and see what happens. Okay, so let's make that bigger. Cool. Okay, so that's a little bit too big, but this is kind of what's nice. You get to click, pull it down a little bit, and kind of play till you like what you see. All right, so I want this to be underneath. So my draw layer, I'm going to use the 3 lines and pull it down. Oh, no, I don't want to merge. Yep, pull it down. So when my pencil's on top, my draw is on the bottom. And that way it looks like it's drawing. Okay, awesome. Then I'm going to add another frame. Go back to frame 2. And this is just the same steps over and over again. So I'm going to click on layers. I'm going to go to pencil. Select, copy, select, paste. Okay. So now it's in the same spot, and then again, I can move it over. Now, if you want to, you can work with layer 1 and you can copy, add a new frame, paste, and move it like this, and then go back. Or you could do each layer at the same time. It's really up to you. So let's just try it this way. So I can just keep pasting it since it's always the same, and then just rotate it however I wish. Okay, so now my movie is going to look silly because it doesn't have the pencil all the way through, but let's just look at it. So see how it's going to be moving throughout. Now,
I'm going to click on frame 2 because that's where I started drawing.
I'm going to click on the draw layer, click on copy, go to the third frame, and click on paste. So that way it's on the third frame. I just have to click on the pencil and continue that line. Okay, so now I want to copy this one so that way it doesn't look like it's moving and I don't have to redraw. I'm going to select it, copy, go to frame 4, paste. Okay, now I'm going to add to it again. So now it's going to curve down. And then I'm going to lasso, since I'm on the same layer still, copy, next skin, paste. Okay, now I have to add to it, so go back to the pencil. Okay, and then let's watch it back. So you can see it's still a little bit fast. So I did jump across the page a little bit more. So if I had my frames closer together, it would make it easier. I wonder if I can change that. Project settings. Ooh, I can change it. So let me make it even slower and let's see what happens. Save changes. Okay, this is a little bit neater. Okay, so that's basically it. It's kind of nice. You can use the eraser tool at any time to erase anything that you don't like. But it's neat because once you make that first initial object that you want, you can keep copying and pasting it in the different frames. You don't have to redraw it and you're just adding to it. So that was my quick movie that I made of 5 seconds. My high one was like 36 or 40. It was a lot of frames because I wanted to write something. So to save, you could just push the back button and it'll save it to the app on your computer. And once you're ready to download it to share, you're going to click on Make Movie.
In the middle where it says MP4, click on that and change it to GIF, G-I-F. Then click on Make Movie. Then click on Share, More, Save to Files. This will now save your GIF to your computer. I would rename it, whatever you wish, so you can easily remember it, and then click on the Save button, and now you're free to share it with your friends and family. I can't wait to see your animated movies.